Hello, everyone. Welcome to Watch What You Say podcast. I know it's been a while, but we're back. My name is Michelle, and I'm mom.
And I'm Trinity. I'm her daughter.
Today, we're going to talk about dating in 2025. It's just a random topic because we were watching Pop the Balloon yesterday on Netflix, and then also she got me into it watching it on YouTube, the original one.
Oh yeah, because I showed you a funny Pop the Balloon one.
Yeah,
that one
kind of hilarious.
I only like that one. I haven't really watched on any of the other Pop the Balloon ones. I think I watched that one guy, the guy that does it, not the original girl that does it. I don't know. I just don't really like her pop. I know even though she's the original person created,
I don't she does that.
Like
I don't like that she repeatedly answers the same question.
Yeah.
And it's also like they give an answer and she's still like, well, why? Why? Like, why did you pop it?
Why? Because I just don't like that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. It's like she wants to say, well, I'm just not attracted. Well, why aren't you attracted? You know, come on. They just said they're not attracted. Just leave it as that. I don't know
why you push it.
Push it. Why you're trying to get something.
Embarrass other people. I'm sure they're embarrassed. But for some reason, I like the older ones. I was telling you yesterday, I like the older ones because they're like, no BS. They're upfront. They're like, look, this is what I want. I'll compromise with you. We'll make it work. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw one yesterday where it was this, it was based in Houston, right? It was the guy host that was doing it. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, I know the one, but that one was for like older people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why, but I prefer watching the senior ones than I do the young ones. I think it's just because, like I said, it's no BS. They go, this, and this is what I want. This is what I do.
Well, because they already know. They've already been there.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
They've already, been there, done that. They're already
We're not playing at games anymore.
We're for sure. Okay, these are the red flags. These are like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with this. My deal breakers are this, and that, and that's it. And sometimes the young ones, they don't really know what they want fully. They think they have this bubble of expectations that most of the time are unrealistic, and then when they get into it, reality hits in, and then they don't want to deal with certain things like smoking or excessive drinking, or mom needs have her girlfriend dates or something like that, or I don't know. On both sides they'll have like, okay, this isn't working for me, and then next thing you know, it ends up tearing them apart, and then they go into another relationship already knowing, okay, these are like, no, I can't. This is a deal breaker.
You're saying when
you get experience after,
you're from your first beginning relationships and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
then when you break up or like you get divorced or something like that, because a lot of them, the older people obviously are divorced and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see what you're saying. They come from like, okay, this didn't work out for me, so this is what I need, and so
this is what I want.
But another thing too is that, like I said, they compromise. That lady that went in there, she went for the guy that we didn't think was like compatible. They were like not hitting. I think he goes to church. She's like, I'm not really a church person. I'm not gonna go to church. I'm spiritual.
My father was a pastor, but
and he was still, like he still didn't pop his balloon. So I was like, just other things like that.
I need to be the head of the household.
Yeah,
it needs to basically be my rules, and
and they still got together. Also, I was like, okay, but I just thought it's because they were kind of, I can work with that. I can work with our differences, and we can come together. I think nowadays, a lot of kids my age, not kids, because I'm old now. Makes me want to cry.
Tell them your age, friend.
Tell them your age. I don't want to. I'm 25. Oh my gosh. Halfway to 30. It makes me want to cry.
Calm down.
I know. I'm still young, but it freaks me out. I was telling you yesterday, it freaks me out seeing kids Raina's age. My youngest sister, she's born in 2010 or whatever. We're 10, 11 years apart. And so just I saw her grow up and baby and all that. And then when you see kids her age that are 15 already, like, almost 6 foot tall, and you're like, what the fudge? I'm old. What is happening? Or I see kids younger than me, like Matthew's age, which is my younger brother, born in 2004, 2006, having kids, and I'm like married, and I'm like, what is happening here?
I'm not. By the way, Trin's single. She's been single. And she's not ready to mingle.
Oh my gosh, you and everybody from at work to here. I know everybody just wants me to find somebody, but it's not that I don't want to, or that.
Yeah, it is. What are you talking about? That's why you're not with anybody. What do you mean? I don't want to. You don't want to, because if you did, you would be in a relationship. You told me you don't want to right now, because like right now you're doing college. You're trying to get your degree. You're trying to get your college. I mean, your career
I started
going.
college late. I didn't.
Yeah, she didn't.
I didn't go right. I didn't go right.
Break. I want to break, and the break.
Well, because when you go to school for almost
and like
what? Hold on, you go to school starting from 4. I think you even put me in preschool, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like you start from school back basically from the moment you're practically born and stuff. I've been in school for almost my whole entire life. I want a break, you know.
Yeah, but she took too much of a break.
Okay, it was like 2 years.
Yeah, that was way too long.
Yes, and then then when I first went to school, I did. I think I went for business. And then I realized I didn't want to do that, so they added another year.
She was unsure, undecisive.
I was indecisive. That's the reason. Also, another reason why I didn't go to school right after high school. I mean, yeah, college after high school, because I was indecisive of what I wanted to do. But now I'm going for journalism. We'll see how that works out. But I thought I was gonna be done this year, or this upcoming year, but. Apparently I needed a minor, which I didn't know about that. So now it's adding more classes that I have to finish. So it's looking like a year and a half. But anyways, point being is
she's not dating. She's not courting. She's not with no one. And I want to be a grandma. And she's my second oldest. My oldest, he's going to be 29 next week. And
he has his own reasons.
He has his own, yeah.
Which we're not going to disclose.
Yeah. He's got more, valid reasons than she does.
Oh my gosh, everyone always says that.
So I'm kind of like I'm getting older. I'm 48, I'll be 49 in June. So I'm ready to be a grandma. I'm ready to see my children in relationships and get married and build a family. But in due time, I guess, I guess. And also my daughter's very, very picky. And has all these standards like every other 25-year-old woman that in the world. And that's why we wanted to talk about it. It's okay. It's I know it's not just her. It's like most women her age and older. It's become to more like versus, traditional woman versus non-traditional, and just the roles are changing and everything's changing. And I raised my kids with Christian values, so that's at the core. So,
but I'm also sorry, I keep going back.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't mind traditional man or anything like that, but I also I don't want to say a modern woman or what.
Well, because I don't know if it's because of how if you see my relationship with your dad, and it's not traditional, but it's non-traditional.
But I've seen a lot of. Okay, so I work at a clinic, and I see a lot of. I just noticed that women. This might be controversial. I know there's a lot of men like anti-feminism. I'm not saying that I'm a feminist. You know what I'm saying, but a lot of men out there that are saying, "Oh, we want a traditional woman," and you know what I'm saying, bring the traditional woman back. But anyways, point being is,
you see all those videos where they
videos of
YouTube
not
videos.
Sorry. What I was trying to say is I work at a clinic, and then so I see a lot of women coming in with their husbands and acting like their mom in some sense. I know I told you this before, where the husband's sitting on the exam table and she's sitting down in the chairs, and the doctor will be asking him question. Like, okay, so what are you coming in for? And he turns literally to a total child. That it mirrors what I did as a child. I look at you. What did I come in here for? I've seen that a lot. So many husbands are just look at their wives, expecting them to talk for them, and it's just, come on, you're a grown man. You should be able to speak for yourself. I see these moms coming in then after later on with their kids and stuff, making appointments for the kids. So I'm just seeing that.
Or their parents.
Yeah, and they're taking care of also their.
Stretched out.
They're stretched out. I see one woman, she comes in with she's taking care of her mom, and her mom's disabled. She's got dementia and all that, and then she's got three little girls with her. And she's coming making appointments and handling all that. So I'm just seeing that, and to me, like I said, would like to be traditional, but I also don't want to be. How do you say it? Not
worn
taking
out.
advantage of. Yeah, worn out. Like you
saying,
because nowadays you can't do 50-50 in this
well,
economy.
It's like, okay, well, let me.
Oh no, sorry,
well, it's
100.
kind of like the version of
100% with the
like
man.
I said, it's like me and your dad's marriage. How do you view? Okay, well, I guess I could ask you. Well, how do you see our marriage? It's not true.
I don't know.
It's traditional in
some ways,
some ways, in the biblical ways, but your dad doesn't lean on me to make him his appointments.
No,
he'll make his own appointments, and he'll go. He doesn't need me to go with him to the. He'll tell me, I'm a grown man. I don't need you to go with me to the doctor.
It's just like,
and
I'm not your mom. You're a grown man. You should be able to make your own appointments. And I'm just thinking of, she's got to deal with that, then deal with the kids.
Then
take
else.
Probably go home, and she's probably working.
Cook and clean.
Clean. And all that, and so that's what I'm just thinking of, and it's, to me, it doesn't seem fair.
No, because the men are,
and I just don't want to be
traditional wives, but yet they're not fully a traditional man the way that God intended them to be as well. They're not the full breadwinner, because nowadays who can be the full breadwinner anyways? Because you need the woman. Majority of the time has to bring in 50% of the income or some income to help alleviate, so that you can live just comfortably, not excessively, but just comfortably. And so the men's have these standards, but yet they're not even meeting their standards in their own demands. Yeah. So it's like, it's not balanced out right. And then women, they just typically do more. That's why I feel they get sick more and they die younger, because it's so much overload that it's not balanced correctly. Because men think, oh, the traditional is the wife does all the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of the kids, managing the household, whatnot. But then you're adding her to work as well. And then the men think their own job is just to work, come home and kick their feet up. She has to go to work, come home, tend to the kids, cook dinner, wash dishes, clean the house, do the showers, do toilets, do laundry. All these things that it's not every once in a while, like you cut the grass, where you cut the grass once a week, or take out the trash every once in a while. Taking out the trash takes like 5 minutes.
Mow the lawn.
Or they're like once a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or change the oil in the car. It takes what? I don't even know how. It's not everyday thing the way that the woman has to do with the kid and the appointments and clothes and everything else. It's a daily excessive thing. And the man's not helping. It's not putting there, because they have that mindset. Oh, traditional. Come on, you're not even meeting. So that's why I feel a lot of women your age are kind of, I don't even know if it's more from a feminist point of view, because a lot of these, I know conservative, because I'm conservative, but a lot of other conservative commentators say that the traditional women's out. They just they're excessive. They don't want to play the role. They don't want to,
they just want to be hoes.
Yeah.
Show off their bodies, and they don't want to be mothers.
And they're feminists, and they're boss babes. They just want to be boss babes. They want money. They want this and that. They have all these high expectations, but the men have their own expectations. Yeah. So it's like, why are they considered hoes? Because they have their own, why is it looked down and frowned upon on them for wanting certain things and willing to work for it on their own and run their own business or whatever it may be, but also want you to be an equal partner in that? Why is it so wrong for them to want that, but it's okay for you to have your expectation to run them down to the ground, basically? Is how I see it. And with my marriage, like, let me just give you a back. I've been with my husband for a little over 25 years. You're 25. So, and so with me, it's a balance between me and him. We both bring in income. Of course, he brings in more, but we kind of try to go 50-50 on everything. And because he makes more, he does carry a little bit of more of the weight, but I help him financially as much as I can. And then I don't work because I'm on disability. So I do most of the chores and whatnot, but there are times where he'll cook for me and he'll serve me, and he works full time and he works nights. So he'll tend to my needs. And if I need laundry, he'll wash for me. He'll take out the laundry for me.
See breakfast.
He'll cook me breakfast. There are certain things he won't do, like clean the toilets in the shower. But, he does help me in ways.
You know what I mean? He tries to balance it out. It's a give and take with me and him. It's a kind of a balance. He tries to alleviate some of the stress if he can in some way. And so I'm submissive to him when it comes to big decisions, and where I let him take the lead on big things, financial things, or if we can't of course, I voice my opinion. If I strongly feel against it, I voice my opinion and I express why. And he's open to it and he listens to it, and we compromise in that section. I guess that's why we've been successful, happily married for so long.
Yeah.
Because it's a balance.
Well, because y'all, yeah, like you said, you just explained why y'all's marriage is, and I think nowadays it's also like women do want to take control. I think too. They want a man, but then they kind of don't. They want to wear the pants also in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they have to
have the final word.
Yeah, and they won't let the man be a man. Okay, you say you want a man, but you won't let the man be the man. But then I feel like sometimes man doesn't want to be a man either.
Yeah, I know.
So
they're not compatible.
I don't think either side is 100% correct in their argument.
No,
it's what you said. Compromise.
Yeah, compromise.
Guys, y'all need to compromise.
Submit. We both submit to each other in different ways. My husband and I, we submit to each other where the roles need to be submission. Because I know a lot of people, when you hear submission, I'm not going to be a submissive wife, that they take it in biblical terms. That's not what it necessarily means. Mm-hmm. In my view, in my marriage, because we're founded in Christ. So that's how, to me, a submission is submission. It goes both ways. We submit to each other's when it's necessary. You're supposed to allow him to lead. Mm-hmm. Fall into place when you need to and let him lead. How is he going to lead if you don't let him lead? You know what I mean? If you're holding him back from being his full potential. You're supposed to be there supporting him. You're supposed to be the helper, but not be taken advantage of and not being taken care of, and your needs not being met and him not being submissive towards you.
Yeah.
So it's a balance, but it's more of a, on both sides, it's like almost like a battle of
who's right
and who's in charge. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's me. No, it's me. You know what I mean? It's like they want to have this battle of who's taking the lead.
Yeah. And
versus let's work together to build something together. You know?
Yeah. And I think, like I said, a lot of these guys and stuff, there's all these YouTube shorts, and there's even, I think, a channel. What is that called? That channel called? I think it's the whatever podcast, but I could be wrong. When they bring all these girls.
Oh yeah, I don't know the name of it, but I know what you mean.
I think it's
they
called,
bring
I could
all
be wrong.
These girls with negative past, like OnlyFans or just
single moms,
or multiple daddies or whatever,
baby daddies,
and they solely. I don't even know why these girls go on those shows. Do you not see the show? They literally just bring you on there just to trash you and shame you. They're not there trying to build you up. They're not there trying to
understand you.
They're not there trying to see
how your childhood was, why you went down that path.
Yes, nothing.
They just want to call you a hoe.
Yeah,
and shame you
and say you're not what a man wants. Well, you know what? You're not what I want either. Like, why would I want a bad mouth, foul mouth man like you? That's not going to build me up. Yeah. That's just going to tear me down and point out all the negatives. Because I'm sure if we opened up their past, it would be worse. If not similar. Because I don't know why men get away with sleeping around and having multiple baby mamas like Nick Cannon and Elon Musk. But yet Kim Kardashian's made fun of for having multiple partners but one baby daddy. I don't understand how that's equally fair.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing to me that the world thinks that way.
Or the men think,
you're not defined by your past also.
No.
So let's just tell you that. Let me see.
No. You can always change. I do think there is extreme women out there that are these OnlyFans chick. I do think obviously some of them are in the wrong, but also too, like you said, it's
the mindset.
It's the mind, but also I've heard this argument with the men where they're like, I don't want my woman to have slept with so many men because it's easier for a woman to get a man. So even though they themselves have slept with multiple partners, they said, because it was harder for me to sleep with these women, get these women to sleep with me. This doesn't compare to the woman who has it easier where she can get any man to sleep with. You know that argument that I'm trying to say? That's why they don't want those type of women, because it is easier for them to get a man to sleep with and they can just sleep with whatever, which I don't agree with. It's like if you slept with 5 different women and she slept with 10 different men, that doesn't make you any better than her. You know what I'm saying? You slept around. In my eyes, you sleep around. You sleep around. Yeah, it's bad if she slept with 50 people and you only slept with 10, but still, you slept around too. So I don't know where that argument come from, where these men are like, I don't want my woman to have slept around with multiple people.
It's wrong on both ends.
Well, yeah.
Number wise, God sees sin as sin. He doesn't see like measurements. Oh, this sin is worse than this sin. You know what I mean? Sin is sin in his eyes. So with these women or men, both sides, sleeping around, doesn't realize the consequences that come along with that in itself. The spiritual attachment that can happen, because you're giving yourself to someone when you do that, and there's spiritual consequences with that. And I don't want to use necessary damage, but some way, I guess, harm in a way that shapes you as you are, because some of these women come in real strong, and I'm not gonna stop doing OnlyFans. This is for me. This is what I want to do, and I don't need this. I want a man that makes 6 figures and this, that, and like just wanting money. They're putting money above everything, and they're never gonna be fulfilled, and they're never gonna be happy. And the man that's just having all these, I don't want a woman that has had all these baby daddies or all these kids or whatever, and you don't know, like, you can't define a person by its past. That person could have done all that, but can be transformed in Christ and can be a totally different person and be a good wife and be the best wife because of the past. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because she learned from the mistakes in the past. So I don't feel like women that have multiple baby daddies are damaged and they're not worth being loved and committed to and worthy of being a good wife, because that's then what, there's no grace in anything. So you're walking perfect, you know what I mean? Your past and all your past mistakes you're able to walk freely, but she's not, because she stayed there and had the child and held accountable. Where are those baby daddies?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is she taking
the shame
and the responsibility? Most of the time they take in all the responsibility. Some of the times these dads, they just walk off. I think I saw one girl that she was on there and she had 3 baby daddies, and she's I get child support only for one. One's not involved and the other one comes and goes or something like that. But she's consistent and she's having to do OnlyFans to support them and whatnot. Yeah. And they're just kind of grossed out by her. But it's like, okay, but why isn't the father's being shamed for all that naked?
I saw one too where she had 4 different baby daddies, and 3 of the kids were autistic, and she said I think her daughter had medical problems, and 2 of the dads were in the kid's life, and then the 2 others weren't, and the people around her were like, oh my gosh, shaming her. And it's like you said, what about those baby daddies? Like, why aren't you shaming those baby daddies? Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're not there for her, helping her. Yeah, she made mistakes. She slept around 4 times. What other person hasn't out there? I'm sure there's another person out there who's done the same. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a man out there who has 4 baby, like Nick Cannon.
Keeps getting women.
So, come on.
And then there's a center. He's having baby daddies with beautiful women. Some of these men want a traditional wife, but they want her also skinny, fit, good looking, beautiful, but yet they don't want the woman to have their own standards. Like, they call these women gold diggers or whatnot. Say, I want a man that has money. But it's okay for you to want a woman that's good looking.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's expensive. Our hair is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You pay $200 to get your hair done. Yeah. Highlights. Yeah. Come on, dude. If you really want me to no makeup, all natural, you're not going to like it. I'm going to tell you right now. You're not. Okay. Yeah. It costs money to have hair, makeup, nails, to stay fit, to stay thin. It costs eyeshadow palette, yes. $35. Foundation, $50. Yes. The powder for the foundation, $75. Mascara, that's another $20. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, depending on what you're getting, obviously. Unless you're going to Walmart. Even Walmart, that adds up. Yeah. The fact that we have to spend
clothes, not to forget the clothes, shoes.
Come on. The jewelry. Oh my gosh, it's hard being a woman.
It's expensive to be me.
Well, come on. Yeah, of course it's going to cost money to
yeah. And but they want you to look good. And then because you see a lot of the statistics also when you see the women that don't care that get married and then they just give up on themselves. They start having kids. They got married and then they're like, they
hair
never
in a
have
bun,
hair in a bun,
t-shirt, pajama
they go
pants.
to Walmart, pajama pants, slides, chanclas, what I call it. And they're just, I don't care. You know, I have kids. They use that as an excuse to not get dressed or not put effort into it. And then their husband.
Well, I don't kind of blame 100% because I'm lazy. I got
I know,
kids,
but I'm just saying I don't.
But I have dresses where I just throw on a simple little dress with a little sweater, sandals, boom,
Good to go.
Done. Brush my hair out. Put a little. It doesn't take that long.
Well, you look good without makeup, so not everybody does. Not everybody does.
But
you
have 4 kids and you always had your hair. She had a full blowout, makeup, like all done work. I'm gonna tell you, and she had 4 kids and she was working too. Mm-hmm. And so
it was. But that's my thing. I tell my kids all the time. I do it. 90% I do it for myself and 10% I do it for your dad. I love makeup. I love fashion. I love all of it. I'm a girly girl. I'm a girl's girl. I love shoes, dresses, whatever. Just like, I like it all. Jewelry, you name it. And I'm not going to leave this house without it. And if I do, you
she
guys
wears
will.
A hat
I wore
sunglasses.
Yeah.
She will not show her face.
No, I won't. If I have to leave the house, I'm not gonna. And if I don't have access to a hat and what is it, glasses, I will put on some mascara and do the basic minimum mascara and a little bit.
Put your hat on.
My eyebrows, yeah.
When you go out.
Yeah, my hair's always done. I mean, no matter what, it's always done. I'm blessed like that where I can go a couple of days without wash and my hair looks fine. So my hair's never a problem. It's the makeup part.
I can't. I have to wash my hair every day.
Yeah, I know.
It gets oily.
I know you and your sister are the same way. I'm not me. My hair doesn't get oily. I don't know. I'm blessed that way where I can go a couple of days. I can even do some dry shampoo if I needed to, which I kind of don't like to. But if I did, I could. So, and my hair's fine. Just brush it and I'm out the door. But anyways. Your sister was making fun of me the other day because I was taking her to school, and I woke up really late, and I didn't have time. I only had time to do a quick shower, and it happened to be a hair wash day, so I had to wash my hair. So I didn't have time to do my makeup and hair. And usually I wake up earlier to do all that, but I woke up so late, so I didn't have time to do any. So I had to put my hair up in a wet bun and just get in the car and drive. And a car was getting pulled over, and it was behind me. And I thought it was pulling me over.
You didn't see the car behind you?
Well, I baited that car kind of, sort of. I kind of, anyways, it's a longer story that I'm not going to get into. But the point being is I thought it was pulling me over, but no, it ended up pulling him over. But I pulled over because I thought it was pulling me over. So I just pulled into bakery, but he kept going straight. So I was like, okay, it wasn't me. But my daughter was like, because it got stuck at a red light. And she was like, Mom, you're not wearing makeup. She looked at me you're not wearing makeup and your hair's not even done. If you get pulled over, you can't get out of a ticket. Because I've gotten out of tickets a couple of times out of my life. And she was like, where's your glasses? Oh my gosh, you look like a hot mess. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is coming from her that will always tell me, you don't always have to look perfect, Mom. Why do you always have to do your hair and makeup? And you should go all natural. And when I finally do it, she shames me for it. So...
she contradicts herself all the time with that.
But it's funny.
She tells me that too. Where you need to stop wearing makeup. You need to be natural, and you got all that stuff all over your face, and and then she says that. But then when I'm not wearing makeup, she's like, "You look like a hot mess." She'll tell me straight, dead face, like 14-year-old, "You look like a hot mess. Come on,
you can do better.
You can do better." So then I'll do my hair and makeup, and then she's, "Oh, you look cute today." So no win-win.
No win with her. When she's 14, there's no win-win with a 14-year-old. But she's so brutally honest. And so because the other day I went out without makeup, and she was like, "Mom, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you went out like that. Oh my gosh." And then when I did it, tried to do it with her, dropping her off at school, "You're not dropping me off of school like that. Get your glasses on." I was like, Raina, are you kidding
kids
me?
have high standards. Well, because my mom looks good for her age. She's almost 50. Because like I said, she's always taking care of herself, and she always had done skincare and all that. So She's very.
I'm fighting it all the way to the end.
She dreads the day when she starts aging.
Yeah.
Which, if you see her eventually, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, she's 48. What? No way. Not bragging or anything. It's brutally honest. Like, she's going, whenever she goes out, people freak out about her age, and they're like, what? Even when you came to my job the other day, she came for an appointment. They always freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, your mom looks so young.
Well, it's expensive to be me.
Yeah, I said, well, she takes care of herself. That's what it was. It's. I told them it's partially she takes care of herself, but also I think it's genetics too. She got blessed in that part because when we went to recent funeral, I saw your aunt and all that, and I thought that they all look good for their age.
Yeah.
And so that's where I feel like you got your looks from.
Yeah. On my dad's side.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my mom passed very young at 55. And she looked, back then, they said, the Golden Girl era, she just looked way older then.
Yeah.
And, again, and it stems back to, we're going off topic, but I think it comes back to, again, I put a lot of effort into myself. Again, 90% for me, 10% for your dad.
Well, I remember in high school, too, there's a little story. I had two guy friends, and stuff, and so we were just talking. I don't even know how we got in that conversation. There was another girl who had the same name as me, and she wore makeup too, and they were, I guess, not talking crap about her, but kind of they were, oh, I don't like how she wears so much makeup, and I wish girls would just be more natural, and they don't have to she does too much to her face. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there, I have makeup on, I'm looking at them like, dudes, I'm right here. I have literally makeup on. And then they look at me and they're like, oh, but not you. We didn't mean you. And it's just, okay, guys, great. You're saying, oh.
Those are your standards or whatever.
Yeah, you rather have a girl that.
There's some girls that can pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. And I give them props. I just can't do that.
Me either.
I got pimples and I need that covered.
We're covered. And I understand there's some girls that overkill on the 100%. Makeup. And then there's girls that are just underkill, like they don't do enough. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier, where you have those wives that they just stop after they have kids and get married, and they think they don't have to make an effort anymore to please their husband anymore. Well, I already got a husband, I'm already having kids, I'm settled, I don't need to try anymore. And so they just give up and they just put a ponytail and go to Walmart with pajamas and whatever. And then it turns out the husband ends up having an affair, and then the marriage falls apart, and then they end up going, and then when their marriage falls apart and they're separated, then they go have surgery, and then they start losing weight and they start putting hair and makeup. And it's like, well, why didn't you just do that while you were married? Because now you're just having to start all over with somebody else, and you're just going to repeat the cycle. It's just going to keep going. Like, you got to make some effort also to please your man. And also vice versa, he needs to do the same. Yeah. He can't be
all about himself
and all about himself, letting himself go and him be bigger than a house and or this beer gut or whatever, and then think, if you both want to look like a hot mess, more power to you. If your marriage is working that way, great. I don't fault you and I don't judge you on that. But I've seen it so many times. An example, Brittany Cartwright and Jax Taylor from formerly Vanderpump Rules and then now The Valley. Perfect example. She kind of let herself go. She did get, after she had one kid, she did get on the bigger side. And then after they separated, and I'm not saying Jax was a great guy, because he wasn't. There was other deeper issues in that whole relationship.
Yeah.
But then she went to go get a blow up. She went to have all the surgery and stuff afterwards. Just go attract another dude. Another guy.
So what you're saying is, like, why don't you maintain the effort instead of just starting all over? You're gonna have to start all over again. Anyways, and you're gonna have to put effort into yourself for a whole nother person.
Yeah, and then if you let yourself go on that one, the cycle's just gonna repeat. It's like a cycle.
And this is vice versa for both male and
it's
females.
not just the female.
Yeah,
it's gotta go. It's both ways.
You can't just stop caring.
No,
that's what you're saying in a marriage.
No,
and it goes more also deeper than looks and maintaining, but also to fulfilling each other's needs.
Oh yeah, attraction. It goes into more marriage advice, and that's for a different podcast. But I can talk to you about that on the sense. Needs need to be met on both ends, and that's also sustained my marriage for such a long time, because there's still very much mutual attraction between the two of us. The magnetic attraction is still very much there after all these years.
because I put so much effort to myself. For me, but then for him too. And I do flirt with him. I'll flirt with him throughout, the day. So yeah, I still flirt with him here and there.
Keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy to keep it hot and heavy. But again, it goes back to people not putting in their own effort, having standards, but then not meeting their own standards. Back to why your generation, or I guess any generation, why they're having a hard time finding someone.
Finding love.
Yeah. It goes back to that.
It's hard out there.
It's hard. Slim pickings. Slim pickings.
Slim pickings. Have you heard that song from Sabrina Carpenter?
No, what?
There's a song she called
Slim pickings. Well, that's what I'm saying. Slim pickings out there. You got all these high standards, but there's like small, like little
pull.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you don't want a man now, right?
Me?
Yeah, you choose not to because you have high standards. Most people do.
I don't have high standards.
And it's like you gotta compromise. You gotta. I'm trying to tell her she gotta compromise at some point.
I do. I will. I don't have high standards.
Yes, you do.
I'm trying to think. Do I have high standards?
Yes.
No, I don't. I'm okay if he's working at like McDonald's or working at a fast food. Yes, as long as he's working towards something. I'm okay with that. As long as he's
okay. Well, what are your deal breakers?
Or like my deal breaker.
Yeah, come on. Let's go to the deal breaker.
I'm trying to think. I don't know what my deal breakers are.
The looks.
I don't think I have. I think everybody's perception of what they think is beautiful is different. What I think find attractive is different from what somebody else can find attractive. I don't think that yes, I want somebody who I find attractive. I guess my standard is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't have to be the creme brulee or anything like that. He doesn't have to have a 6-pack or a gym bro or something like that. Because I'm not like that.
But he has to be. I have to be attracted to him. I just have 100%. To be attracted to him. He has to be good looking.
And I don't think any of the guys that I feel have ever been attracted to have ever been.
I know, because I'll see good looking guys on TV and you're like, no, mom, he's not
that.
So
that's why I'm
say. Like, okay, well then what is your standard?
I don't find him attractive.
Because I think if you're thinking if that good looking guy to you is not good looking, then
I've found guys before. I found a dude who's a little bit overweight attractive. I don't have a set standard. It's just if I could vibe with you. And if I find you, if that vibe matches your physical attraction and it goes together, sorry to the mic, that's what I prefer. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know how else to explain it. What I'm trying to say is, I don't need a dude like Brad Pitt is what I should say.
I don't even think Brad Pitt's like, okay, I was going to say.
In his younger days.
I know people found him extraordinarily attractive, but I don't know if I did. Everybody, yes, has a different standard of what's good looking. You're right. But I guess you have your own picks, I guess, that he's going to have to adjust to.
I'm trying to think what...
You have your whole OCD problems. Oh my God.
Okay, that's a whole other...
That's a whole other one. Like, he's going to have to...
He's got to take a bath.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Is that too hard to ask for?
You can't enter the bed without taking a bath.
It's funny, because at work, I told you the story. There's like a male intern or whatever, student intern, and they were all trying to hook me up at work. Because again, at work too, they're like, it's like I get it at home when you find somebody, and then I go to work. Oh, Trey, when are you gonna find? Yeah, they're trying. Oh my gosh, leave me alone. But yeah, there was a male intern, and they were all. It was funny because I'm a scribe. So I would go in the rooms with the provider to do the doctor's notes, basically doing the doctor's note, document the appointment. And he would slam the door in my face, and he stole my chair one time. And so they were talking about him when he went for lunch one time, and they're like, oh, Trent, you want me to hook you up? And I was like, no. This dude kept slamming the door in my face, even though I kept telling him multiple times, I'm right behind you. And then this dude keeps stealing my chair. Like, it's already started off on a bad start. No, not happening. No. And then my coworker, she's like, yeah, I could tell. Like, when you said that, I can tell you're one of those hard chicks.
You're one of those complicated chicks.
And
that's why you're still single.
How is that?
You got standards.
Yeah.
You do.
Also, too, I just didn't find him attractive.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? You find no one attractive. I've never heard you say, oh, he's cute. I don't think I ever heard you say someone was cute. Think about it.
Slim pickings.
Slim pickings.
I go out And I scan around like, nah, I don't see anything. Slim pickings.
Yeah. But I don't think that's just here.
I know.
It's everywhere. And then they got to be Christian. And they got to have your core values.
I think that's also, too, another thing that's hard for me to find. Not that I'm looking. But well, I always envisioned it that I would meet my person or whatever. Not on a dating app or anything, but just by chance. Yeah. Which I know you're like, it's not realistic nowadays. But I mean, that's just how I would like it to happen. And so I wish and I hope and pray that that's how it happens. I don't want to do dating apps or anything like that. But I don't know. I guess we shall see.
Yeah, I guess we shall see. Going on. To be determined.
This is us ranting.
Yeah.
This podcast is. Did we mention earlier?
What?
That we did 2 other podcasts and we didn't post them. I think we did in the beginning, right? No? Mm-mm. Yeah. It's been 3 weeks since we posted.
Anyways, it's because we didn't watch what we said.
That's why. Probably have to edit this one too.
Yeah.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place. Well, it's understandable. We had multiple interruptions.
Yes.
And just things work against us. The audio, the recording. Every time we try to do a podcast, something happens. That's why it's been 5 years. Something was always happening that prevents us from doing.
Oh my gosh.
I guess.
Yeah.
So hopefully this next one is not going to be as chaotic and all over the place.
Yes. Hopefully, God willing.
And I'll speak better.
Yeah.
And I'll try not to interrupt you.
We'll see.
I'll be more eloquent.
Yeah, we'll see. But it was nice talking to y'all again. So hope y'all enjoyed the laughter. This is what we do all the time. We just rant and we talk to each other like BFFs. We're mother and daughter. Well, peace out. Talk to y'all.
Catch you on the next one.
Catch you in the next one.